Hello, this is Danny from Algorithm, and we're going to talk about how you build a website really fast and efficiently where it's beautiful and does what you want it to do. So, lots of ways that you can build a website. You can use template builders like Squarespace and Wix, which is what we're going to focus on today. You can also do WordPress, which also has templates you can buy, or you can have someone fancy make you something cool in WordPress. Or if you're really rich, you can have an HTML coder make you a cool customized website, or you can do Drupal. Lots of ways to get the same thing, pretty much. So what we're going to talk about is Squarespace because it's just incredibly user-friendly and it might be really, really great for you. I've literally had some previous clients pay $10,000, not from something that we made, but from a web designer, and they charge them like 10 grand for a straight up Squarespace website. That's like $19 a month. So super cool. And we're going to jump right into it. Basically, I'm going to go over how to do it. We're going to build one in like 5 minutes or less. And we're going to go over the design, how to edit things in it, how to connect your domain, how to look to see if you even have any web visitors, and to make sure that you have a call to action there. We'll get into some of the really cool tracking elements maybe a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to give you a crash course on website design right now. So we'll jump straight into it. I'm going to go to squarespace.com. And the reason why we like Squarespace the most is because it's just the simplest. Wix is a little bit glitchy right now. And Squarespace already has pre-built templates, which we're going to steal. Kind of steal. They want you to steal them. So you can go to Get Started, or go over wherever the template is that it lives. And if you're a baker, my goodness, choose yourself a very nice baking template. And it's going to build out all the things you need. If you're a restaurant, choose a restaurant template because it's going to have things like menus in there and drink selections. And like things where all you have to do is just type in your drink and change the image, and it looks beautiful. And it's mobile optimized and loads pretty fast. Template websites get a bad rap for loading slow, but they do okay for themselves. And they're getting a little faster too. So for right now, let's see. Should we be musicians? Should we be photographers? Let's be something really exciting. Let's be music. Bloop. So you can kind of look at this. You're an aspiring artist about to get famous, right on the edge, and you can actually preview these templates. And each one is just a little bit different. Like, see how this one doesn't have a little button in the middle? And these two actually look pretty similar. But they have really slight differences, and you can basically jump in there and choose one that you like. And you can still edit some portions of it. But basically, general rule of thumb is find a category that matches closely to what you're actually doing, and it'll save you a whole bunch of time. Because we only have 5 minutes. Remember, 5 minutes. So you go to, let's, for this one, go Horizon. You can click on it. If this is like, oh, this really shows who I am, I'm excited about it, you can go Preview if you aren't totally sold on it yet. And you can actually scroll through. You're like, oh, cool. So this one has an option to listen to the album right away. Buy it on iTunes. Pretty streamlined design. It basically has some tabs up there. Okay, cool. That was enough for me. Let's start. And first things first, it wants to have you be able to get some information in there. It doesn't cost any money. I happen to have an account, but that's where you just put first name, last name, email, password, and you're a web designer. It's so crazy. Can you tell that I am excited about this super dorky thing? It's because it's cool. Right now, you are a web designer. Believe in yourself. You can do it. So we're entering into the template, and now we're going to go over the design, how you edit, where you find your web traffic, and how you connect your domain, which is basically all you need. It's going to ask you some basic information as far as who you are. Some of it's just Squarespace collecting data. Some of it actually helps you organize your site. So for right now, let's do business organization. What is this website about? We're doing famous music. So we'll just do that one. And raise funds. Yo, we're going to get rich. And our band name, let's call ourselves the Saints as a throwback. So basically, you have a couple of different options. So when you first log in, this is your main editor. Keep in mind, all edits are made in real time. You never have to push a publish button. Once you hit save, it's live, which can be really good and also maybe not so good. So just kind of be aware that this is a live editor. And it's what you see is what you get. So this same thing, all you have to do is press this button, and that's exactly what your website looks like. And if you aren't sure what it looks like, for example, on mobile, you can actually, here right now we're full screen, but if you're like, gosh, I wish I knew what this looked like on mobile, you can grab it, and if you shrink it down, see how we lost that, especially for the headings. Right now it lists all the headings. If you shrink it down, and that's called hamburger, technical, that's what it looks like on mobile. It's kind of cool. You just make it the size of the screen and it'll snap. Like that. And if you want to see what it looks like on a tablet, that's what it looks like on a tablet. Kind of a nice little fun trick. But basically, you click that button and it's live. So moving right ahead, how do I actually edit this? This isn't my band. These are all stock images. Click Pages, and you can actually click on what you want to edit. So for right here, these are all demo pages that are loaded for us thanks to Squarespace. So you click on it to make it live. You can change the title if you want. For right now, we'll just keep everything exactly the same. And we'll just turn some of these demo pages into real pages, and we'll get rolling. So that's probably plenty for right now. And basically what you do is you just click. So see how now there's this edit button? And don't get lost. So there's edit navigation, but if you scroll down a little bit, you can just edit. And then it lets you edit. You just click on it and edit. So this is Saints, the world famous Saints. And you can just kind of hover around and see how you can kind of move your mouse and how it makes these little bubbles on the left. It always appears on the left, and it makes a line where it's going to jump in. And click the bubble, and you literally add whatever you want. Text, images, carousel images, all kinds of cool stuff. If you want to drop in real code because you have someone really fancy giving you a code, drop in code. If you want to have a menu on your band website, you can. If you want to do buttons, so you can. Buttons are actually really cool. So let's say go to friends band. Say you want to cross promote somebody. You can actually do that. The button is really, really functional. You can have it do pretty much whatever you want. In this case, we want to link to an external site and open in a new window. Or you can upload files. You can connect to content within your site. All kinds of cool things. So the button's huge because you need to make sure in your website to have a call to action. Have it. Have a reason why people should go to your site. Either provide education, make a sell, whatever you're after. And then just click save. So if you're already lost, take a breath. It's going to be fine. Basically, you just started your site. You logged in. Pages is where you change text in images. Design is where you change the color of the text and the style. Commerce is where you keep track of your orders. Say you're selling merch. And actually, I'll do that really quick. But basically, you can go to, it'll actually list all of your orders that are in there. And it's really, really easy. You can press Export CSV to see everything that's done. And then for analytics, this is a really fancy way of saying, is anyone coming to your website? You click on it and go to Traffic Overview, and it'll show you if anyone's actually been to your website, which is important. And then to actually connect your website domain, which we're going to do, you just click Settings, scroll down to Domains. And if you have a domain, great. You can connect it right there with a click of a button. If you're like, I'm brand new and I don't have a domain, I don't even know what a domain is. A domain is the name of your website, and it goes right there at the top. So in this case, we'll just say we don't have a domain. And let's say Rockstar Band Saints. And then it sees, you can actually buy it directly from Squarespace. So Rockstar Aints with no S, close enough. So yeah, obviously you want to make sure you choose something that you really like. And you go proceed to checkout. Oh, Rockstar Band Saints is available for $20. That's it. And then you just click connect, and then suddenly you have a live website. Like, that's it. You get paid. So many people pay $5,000, $10,000 for a website when you just don't need to do that anymore. You'd have a template builder. So moving right along, if you don't like this image back here, to do that, you go to Pages, just like we talked about. And you have two options. See that little wheel? You can click on it, and you can change the name of things, and you can kind of go through media is where that image will live. Right now we're actually on the home page. Click on the home page, see that image. So you can either you can remove it and upload your own and just pull it from your computer. Or if you want a cool video, you can just type in a YouTube URL. I think it might do Vimeo too. Yeah, Vimeo. So highly recommend that you have a rad opening video, if you can, that really showcases your product or what you're trying to sell. It's much more engaging, and you can still have a call to action as a button there. So for what we're doing right now, let's just change it to water because it's rad. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Basically, you already know how to, I know we kind of went over it fast, but just click pages, and anything that you want to edit, just think edit first. So as you hover, you can click edit. Super easy, user-friendly. And if you want to just click into it, you can say, "We are saints." And then you can type it. Make sure you always save. And when you save, your edits are now live, especially if you've already connected your domain. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you don't like how things are arranged, always your go-to is edit. You can go and you can actually drag these items around if you want. You can throw them away. You can press the little button to add anything that you'd like right there. But yeah, it's pretty user-friendly. So moving right along. You can also organize your pages depending on how you want them to be. For right now, I'll just leave them as is. And that's pretty much it. All of these things that look really, really fancy, they're just widgets. So like that right there was music, add track. So you can actually just go and press edit on it. And all this is an example album. So you can go create. So Squarespace, that's why it's so cool, is it's a template. You can just drop into other cool stuff that's similar to what you have. You can change the art, drop in your own music, and you're good to go. It's super cool. Look, just add track. You can change the banner image. What you see is what you get, folks. And this is for music, but it's the same for bakers. It's the same for architects. Basically, you drop into a template that's really, really close, and you go. Make sure the staples of your website. Make sure that you have a clear call to action. And then from there, you're good to go. And you can get really fancy later. But make sure you have it up. We prefer to use clear, concise imagery. Update a little bit of text and publish that sucker. If you don't like some of this stuff and you're like, this is way too much, just hit this little trash can. We can delete out all these. You can keep it super simple if you want and always add pages later. And to do that, just press this little plus button. And you can add all kinds of stuff. If you want to add a page, it also has templates for pages. If you want to just totally start from scratch, like you can click that and you can go start editing. And now I have a new page up there. See how it just went right in there? And then same rule of thumb. Just say Saints Bio. And if you want something new, you just click the button. If you want some more text, just enter some text. We are awesome. Spelled right. If you want to add an image, click an image. All kinds of cool stuff. It's not that hard. You can do it. Okay, so moving right along. Say you want to add... okay, well, so that's basically how you edit text and imagery and header images. And then if you don't like how this is laying out, like see how new page is up there? You can press this little wheel and you can rename it here. And you can say Saints Bio. And see how this changes, and this thing down here, the URL slug, is actually what shows up in the top part. And you can put Saints Bio. That's called a slug. Press save. And then changes there, changes there, changes there. And if you actually hover over your new page, see this banner? You can click on banner, and you can add images or video. So in this case, we'll stick to that video, just for fun. And then it'll auto-load, and look at that. Very exciting stuff. So now you have banner images, you're dropping in text, you're dropping in imagery, you're good to go. And I'm way over my 5 minutes, so I'm gonna move along. But basically you can change anything you need as far as text or imagery within pages. So don't try and change it in design or commerce or anywhere else. You won't be able to. You'll get frustrated. Hit pages, and then you'll be good to go. And then as far as design, if you want to change the actual color of the text and the typeface and that kind of stuff, go to the style editor. Bloop. And you can actually go in, and if you're lost, basically it outlines it by section, like header, navigation, page banner, main content, all this crazy stuff where if you're brand new, maybe that's overwhelming. If you just click, boop, it automatically takes you to what you want to edit, as long as you're in the style editor. So you can click that and you can make it red, very edgy. Or if you want to make it red and a little transparent, you can allow that. And that's it. That's design. And then you can also change the font, which is in the back one. So, I mean, you're really off to the races. And then look, still no visitors. One more time, to see that, you just go to Analytics, Traffic Overview, and you'll see how much traffic you have, in which case I'm not very popular right now. I mean, that's it. And then again, as far as connecting your domain, you just go to Settings, and you go to Domains. You click Get a Domain, and you'll be off to the races. And if you just want the most clean, basic thing you could have, go to Pages. Oh, sorry, last thing before I get to that. So if you go into Settings, not Settings, Design. Not a bad thing to start with when you drop into Design. Just go to Logo. And if you have a logo, basically this will come up at the top right there. They have created a logo thing, but it's actually not that great. Oh no, did it take me away? Too much work. They already lost me. But basically you can actually, you can type in your band name and it'll auto-generate logos. And you can play with that. Or if you have a logo already, this is where you add it. You can also add a favicon, which shows up in your actual browser or social sharing. So lots of options. And then this is actually where you put whatever you want your title name. I mean, that's it, folks. You can get fancier with it, and we could talk about SEO and all those other things, but for the framework of your website, as long as you change the text, you can drop into a template that's similar to what you want and get rolling. If all of this is way too much and you're like, I've already gotten lost like 20 minutes ago, please stop talking. I want you to log in to a template that you like, click Pages, and click this little plus button before you do anything else. And you have an option for a cover page. This is rad because it's mobile optimized just like everything else, and it's really streamlined, and it's just a single page. So you can add your call to action, which is the whole point of a website anyways. Like if you're selling things, you want music downloads, you want to educate people, do a cover page. So this is going to be Saints Band, just for sake of what we're doing. And look, it's kind of a separate area of Squarespace, but it's awesome. If your business isn't open yet, you're just thinking about ideas, you choose a layout that you like, same like the templates. Choose one that maybe looks similar to what you're doing. Look at the nice, clean, concise imagery. And say, for example, who is this guy? Silhouette. I mean, you can really choose any. Let's go with Omar. And each one is just like a little bit different. You click Save. Oh, am I already in Omar? No. Musician. This will be the winner. So you click on it. And then you click Save. And back. So this one actually is kind of a lot going on, but I'm going to keep it just, yeah, I'm in it already. But see how you can kind of edit over it? You click on what you want to edit. And this is just a single page website. Same kind of rules apply. You can still buy the domain. You can still jump in here. This one is actually this is a widget just for music. So this artist can actually play all the songs and still has calls to action. So really, really cool, but kind of a little bit complicated for what we're doing. So I'll change to something simpler really fast, and then this tutorial will be over. You will have done it. You will be a web editor. So basically click on that little button on the side. We'll change the layout, and we'll just do something super simple for the sake of what we're doing. So you click Save once you choose the template that you like. And again, this is just for splash pages. This is just if you're like, I need something in 5 minutes, this is what I want to do. So you jump in there. You can always hover and see the same action items. And you click on branding and text. And you can say, I'm now a Kiwi seller, because that's where the money is. And headline is now open. And fresh pressed juices sold by me, which is awesome. And then I'm going to save that. And the most important thing that you need to do with your website is have a call to action. Please, please, please. And Squarespace knows that. So then you click call to action, and you can choose a couple different things. This is a button that automatically is trying to prompt you to say, hey, try and get them to do something. Go to a website, download a file, link to content somewhere else, because this is the cover page. So this could actually link to everything else if you want to link this later on or connect it to your site later. For right now, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to do a form. So this will be buy my, or let's say, get on my buy list for Kiwis, because who doesn't love it? So this would actually serve to help generate revenue for me with my new Kiwi selling shop, and it's basically a way for you to convert customers who go to your website into actual cash, which is what we want. So you can edit the form, and you can collect any information you want. So the form name is Kiwi Seller, and you can do a name, email address, subject, messages, and if you aren't happy with that kind of stuff, hit the plus button and you can put in whatever you want. This is basically asking for information from whoever fills out your form. And then make sure you link it up, hit storage, and put whatever email you want to get notified, like basically when they submit an inquiry. You can also connect it to Google Drive if you want to have a list somewhere else. Just one click and you kind of get rolling. For right now, I want to get pinged every time someone signs up to buy my Kiwis. And I press save, and that's it. Now you just go back to the settings, connect your domain, and you've got yourself a beautiful website that people are going to love, and it's going to do everything that you want your website to do. You have your call to action, really clean. You can put it on business cards, use it to promote, start driving in traffic. And we'll get to the tracking and all of the other crazy stuff. But if you need a website fast, do this. And you're good to go. Cool. I'm sure we'll loop on some deeper stuff. But other than that, we're pretty much good to go.